Western partners started talking about sending fighter jets to Ukraine in the first days of the war. Within weeks of the start of the Russian invasion, the Polish government announced its readiness to transfer Mig-29 fighter jets to Ukraine. Then, Washington rejected this proposal. One of the reasons given was that sending planes from a NATO base to Ukraine could lead to the risk of a direct confrontation with Russia. After 11 months of war, according to the American publication Politico, the West no longer says no about fighter jets for Ukraine.
At the Pentagon, senior U.S. officials acknowledge Ukraine will need to modernize its aging air force with new fighter jets eventually, from an article in the American edition of Politico.
Meanwhile, the Brussels officials say that deliveries of fighter jets to Ukraine are not yet on the agenda. According to the head of the EU diplomacy, this issue has led to serious disagreements among the allies.
Now we need to focus on delivering the promised tanks to Ukraine, Josep Borrell, vice president of the European Commission, at a briefing in Brussels.
According to American journalists in Politico, disagreements in the EU could arise after Joe Biden's negative answer to the question of whether the United States would send fighter jets to Ukraine. Subsequently, the rhetoric of the American president was repeated by the leaders of Germany and Great Britain. But Poland, the Netherlands and France showed their readiness to provide aircraft.
I think it's a long-term issue. We need to deliver what was promised in January as soon as possible. It's really impressive, but time is running out. Senior diplomat from Eastern Europe on condition of anonymity in the Politico publication.
But the White House officials do not exclude the supply of fighters. They write in Politico. For now, the Western allies are more focused on sending air defenses, armored vehicles and artillery to Ukraine for a possible spring offensive. According to the command of the Air Force of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, Ukraine has requested from the West about 200 F-16 aircraft.
I don't think that such a development of the situation will happen, but if we get at least a few dozen, this will significantly increase our combat potential.
Politico writes that it still remains unlikely that the US will send its own fighter jets, but the White House may also allow other countries to transfer their F-16s to Ukraine. Reported by Paweł Stelmach, Krystyna Dąbrowska, UATV News.